Brought to you by Penguin.
The Damascus Events by Eugene Rogan, read by Ronan Summers. A note on time, distance, dates, exchange rates. They say that the past is a foreign land. 19th century Damascus was a very foreign land indeed. The modern historian continually runs into markers of difference between their time and ours. Time was measured against the sunrise, not by a 24-hour clock. The day began at dawn. 1 o'clock in the morning in 1860 Damascus would have been 1 hour after sunrise. In converting the time as recorded in my documents into times more recognizable to modern readers, I have consulted online almanacs to know when the sun rose on a given day of the year in Damascus. So when Dr. Massacre reported that the riots broke out in Damascus at 8 o'clock in the morning on the 9th of July, 1860, I counted 8 hours after sunrise, which in Damascus in July is around 5:30 a.m., which would correspond to about 1:30 p.m. For more on timekeeping in the late Ottoman Empire, see Avner Wischnitzer, reading Clocks a la Turca, Time and Society in the Late Ottoman Empire, Chicago, University of Chicago Press, 2015. Distance in 19th century Syria was measured in time. Ottoman maps provide a scale demarcated in hours rather than kilometers or miles. The standard assumption of Ottoman cartographers was that travelers could cover between 5 and 5.5 kilometers in 1 hour. For more on Ottoman mapmaking, see Yovel Ben Basset and Yossi Ben Artzi. Ottoman Maps of the Empire's Arab Provinces, 1850s to the First World War. Imago Mundi 70, number 2, 2018, 199 to 211. Two calendars predominated in the 1860s. Ottoman subjects and officials operated by the lunar Hijri calendar, and Europe and the Western Hemisphere worked by the solar Gregorian calendar. The Ottoman Mali fiscal calendar, though in existence since the 1780s, was not widely used in Ottoman documents in the 1860s and 1870s. In converting between the Hijri and the Gregorian calendars, I have relied on the HijriHabibur.com website. The standard currency of the Ottoman Empire was the piastra. The Turkish lira or pound was worth between 115 piastras and 130, and a purse, kis in Arabic and Turkish, was a unit of 500 piastras. However, officials in different cities had the power to alter exchange rates to make ends meet. The government in Damascus devalued the local currency so that piastras from Beirut were up to 10% more valuable than those from Damascus. This also affected foreign exchange rates. For most of the period covered in this book, the British pound sterling traded for between 110 and 130 piastres, the US dollar for about 22 to 26 piastres, and the French franc for 5 to 6 piastres. See Charles Issaoui, editor, The Economic History of the Middle East, 1800 to 1914, Chicago, University of Chicago Press, 1966, pages 520 to 522. In the 19th century, Turks and foreigners alike tended to refer to the Ottoman capital city of Istanbul by its Byzantine name, Constantinople. But the city was known by several other names. Many 19th century Arabic sources refer to the Ottoman capital as Al-Istana. In his consular correspondence, Massacre called the capital Islambul, another variant of the name. In this book, I will use modern Turkish place names, Istanbul rather than Constantinople, Izmir rather than Smyrna, but retain the usage as it appears within my historical sources. Introduction. Found in the archives. I had a sense of occasion as I walked up the vast limestone steps into the National Archives in Washington, D.C. The classical architecture impresses on the visitor that this is the repository of the memories of a great nation. Inside the broad, domed lobby, display cases house copies of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, along with other select treasures on display for visitors, capturing the foundations and milestones of the American Republic's journey. On that January morning in 1989, I did not stop to take...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?